Hello students, today I am discussing about new topic uh, of data frame. How to create is I have already discussed in our previous session. This time I am discussing about simply how to create also, but how to access each row, multiple each column, then more than one column, then each row, then more than one each row, then more than one each row, and multiple columns, and how to access each value of the data frame. We have seen in our last session, we already discussed about how to access each and every value, column and rows in NumPy array. But this time I want to explain how to access this kind of operation in data frame. So new thing is, in data frame we will access row, column and each and every value. So that for purpose I am starting this. So you can see here I have a table. You can see in this table there are several columns: roll number, name, city, state and marks. We already know this column name will become our keys in dictionary to access each and every set of values by using these keys. And you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are our rows. And you can see this table have several rows. A particular student data, suppose roll number 10 win, name Arpit, city Kota, state Rajasthan, marks 50. Roll number 102 Himmat, Jamnagar, Gujarat 70. In third row 103 Rohit, Kota, Rajasthan 60. In fourth row 104 Vinod, Jamnagar, Gujarat 80. And last row 105 Nitin, Ajmer, Rajasthan and 19. And I want to store this table in data frame, because data frame only this way we can store different kind of data in a one variable. But NumPy we can only store numerical values. We cannot mix different kind of data in NumPy. So we can use, to solve this problem, we can use data frame. But data frame, which library we always use? Import pandas ASPD. At the top of the program we always use import pandas ASPD, because this pandas library have data frame and series methods. Okay students, now you can see I am using import pandas ASPD. This time this library only useful, and import numpy and np import matplot, lib.pyplot, splt we will discuss after some session. But here important library is import pandas ASPD. The next thing you can see, I want this table I want to convert into data frame. For this purpose I am using a variable x. The power of x variable whole complete this table in one variable x. So x is our special variable. The nature of this variable is data frame. It is not an integer variable, it is not a float variable, it is not a array variable. It is data frame variable x. So that you can see x is equal to pd. We always use pd because we already insert import pandas as pd. So for this purpose we can use dpd dot data frame. Here data frame is a method which can use to create a data frame and store a table in this. So here data frame D and frame F always capital, you keep in mind. Then because data frame is a method, so we can always use a small bracket for every method. So here I am also using a small bracket opening and closing, but inside you can see a curly brace. Curly brace means we can take the help of dictionary concept, because only one way we can use dictionary concept, and this dictionary will convert into a data frame. So here I am using curly brace. Then roll number, because roll number is a string data type, so every string always enclosed with single quotes, double quotes or three quotes. So here I am using only single quotes. Then you can see here I'm using colon because you already know every dictionary in colon, before column we can use key, and after colon we can use their respective value, a single value or maybe multiple values. When we have multiple value we can use square bracket, means it is a list. So you can see the square bracket 101, 102, 103 and 104, 105. These are set of values, and this set of values always accessible by its key. So key is here roll number. Okay, and at last we can use comma. Okay, the second column name is name, and we can, because name is a string, so we can use single quotes, then we can use colon, and then we can use, because a name key have not a single value, we have a several multiple set of same kind of value, so we can use list concept. So you can see a data frame have multiple concept. In this concept we can use dictionary concept. In dictionary, because we have several values of a particular key, so we can also use a list concept. So our previous thing work together. Then finally we can use comma. In third column we can use city. City, it is our key, and the respective values after colon Kota, comma, Kota, Jamnagar, Ajmer, comma. And you can see the state and their respective set of values. And then at last you can see our marks key value, or we can say this is our last column and the respective set of values. So you can see here we can create our table column by column, means roll number, then all roll number we can store, then we can use name, column name, then we store all the values of particular column. So in this way we can store our any type of table using our dictionary concept, or inside dictionary concept we can use list concept. So multiple concepts work together, and finally we can store this data in our x variable. So x is a whole special variable. It is a, when you type in bracket a, so it will return this is a pandas data frame. Okay, so this is a simple creation, but after creation we can perform so many things on this our data. Simply, first thing, we simply display this table. So simply we can write, generally we can print or display any type of variable directly, we can use it. So here we directly use print x. So in x variable you can see the whole complete table we will display the same. Okay, there is no error. So here data frame method is useful and we can use, but this is a complete table, but I want to display a particular parts of this table, not complete table every time. Suppose I want to display only a single column. How can I do? So here you can see to display each column separately. So here you can see print x because this is our data frame variable, or because always use square bracket, and here roll number. Here you can see roll number is our first column, or we can say also this is our key, and roll number because this is a string column, and we already use roll number in single quotes. So here also I am using in single quotes roll number, and this roll number enclosed in square bracket. So you can see the roll number, column, name directly. Or another way we can also use without square bracket. You can directly use print x dot, but here dot is important. If you don't use square bracket, so you can always use dot, x dot roll number, but in dot with no need to use square bracket. So this is the same thing we can use to display our first column. So but x square bracket colon roll number, the square bracket style we mostly used. So keep in mind both style. When you use dot, so no need to use square bracket, and when you use square bracket, no need to use dot. Okay. Or here one thing is when you use x dot roll number, so x dot roll number, so no need to use enclosed single quotes. Directly we can use x dot roll number. Okay, suppose I want to display another column, So the same thing we can use x in square bracket or name, because name is our key, or we can also say name column I want to display, so I am use. So here name key and the all values we can say, but in our language we can say I want to display only name column. Or suppose I want to display city column, so here I am using x in square bracket and single quote city. The whole value will display city column, and we can also write x dot city. So the same value we can see. Okay, so here you can see we can create our 2D table, we can display this table, and we can also display our specific column using different kind of style. We can use dot style, or we can use square bracket style. Okay, but here I want to display more than one column in a single statement. So how can I do? So here I am using print x. Here we need more than one square bracket. The first square bracket opening and closing, inside we can another use square bracket opening and closing. In this we can use more than one column name. Here I am using roll number comma name. Always you can keep in mind, when you use to display when I want to access more than one column, always use more than one square bracket, outer square bracket, then inside square bracket, and in this square bracket we can use all the column name which we want to display specific. So here roll number comma name you can see. Suppose I want to display marks and city, so we can use in x in outer square bracket and inside square bracket, and we can use more than one column name, then it will display marks and city. So here you can see we already display a whole table, we can display a single column, we can display more than one column using outer or inner square bracket. But suppose I want to display each row by row, but here we can use a loc. Loc means location, but you can already see in NumPy we never use loc name. We can directly use square bracket in NumPy to access a particular row. But here in data frame if you want to access a particular row, we can always use a loc method, or we can use a loc concept. So you can see to display each row separately using loc, or in loc always use square bracket. Inside we can use the row index number. Here you can see we have different row index number. 0 row 101 Arpit, Kota, Rajasthan 50. In 1 index 102 Himmat, Jamnagar, Gujarat, and 70. Here I want to access each and every row. So here in data frame we always use loc. So here you can see, here I am using x. X is our data frame variable, and dot loc. So here dot is important, loc is also important, and in square bracket we can pass which index value I want to display. Here I am passing 0. So here we can say 0th row 101 Arpit, Kota, Rajasthan 50. Suppose I want to display third row, so x dot log 3. So here exact third index position data 101 Vinod, Jamnagar, Gujarat 80 will display. 104 Vinod, Jamnagar 80 will display. So here you always keep in mind, we always use loc for this purpose to display each row, but we can use multiple things using loc. Suppose I want to display multiple row with all columns. So here loc method have multiple things. We can use just like a slice, like a slice operation, means starting row index colon stop row index number. This is a simple thing, means where to start and where to stop. Here one most important thing, here stop never one less. Here exactly cover. In NumPy and in other range, arrange, you already noticed one thing, always stop value 1 less. But here is one new thing is here stop never 1 less. Exactly it will cover include the stop value never 1 less. So keep in mind. So here I am using x dot log square bracket 0 colon 1. So 0th row come and also 1 first row 102 Himmat Jamnagar Gujarat 70 come. Here not 1 less. So you already keep in mind. Suppose here I want to display a row index 3rd to 4. So 3rd row you can see, and here colon is important. Before colon we can use start and after colon we can use stop. So 3rd and 4th. So here 4th is stop value, but stop value here not 1 less. So this is important thing to always keep in mind. So 105 Nitin, Ajmer, Rajasthan and 90. So we already access only one row and we already access multiple rows using starting colon stopping row index number. So here log have multiple things we can use for log one row and we can use multiple row, but here we can use always start colon stop index value. But here I want to show some advanced thing using a log. We can to display multiple columns with all columns we already discussed, but multiple rows is okay, but with multiple rows but selected column, multiple row with selected column. So here I am extend the log method start row colon stop row we already know, but here I am using comma. Here new thing is comma. Then we can use starting column name colon started column name. Here when we can use column name in our concept we can use keys, dictionary keys, because dictionary key is equivalent to column name. So starting column name comma stop column name. So you can see here I am using x dot log square bracket 1 colon 2. 1 colon 2 means our one index row come and second index row come completely, but where to this row start from CT to marks. Here you can see roll number name will not display because I am control this first column start with CT and with marks. So here CT state and marks column will display. You can see in our original table roll number or name it will not include, only include CT state and marks. Okay, I am taking another example. Suppose here I am using 2 x dot log square 2 colon 4 means index 2 row, index 3rd row, index 4 row will come, but in this selected row I want to display for the selected row one and also selected column, and I want to display start from name to city. Here name, then city. So here we can see name and city column for this two selected row, and we can also display this in selected row. For the selected row we can display selected column. Okay, suppose I want to access just like in 2D array we can access each and every value by using in numpy by 2D array. First we can use row index comma, then we can use column index. So same thing we can perform in our data frame to access each and every value, but here I am use ilog. Ilog means integer location. Integer location means we can use in this row index number comma column index number. Okay, so here I am using ilog, not log, ilog. Ilog is important. In this ilog we can only use the row index number and column index number, but in our log example here I am using city colon marks. So city colon marks in memory already hai column index value 0 1 2 3, but in ilog we always use for the column instead column name, instead using column name we can directly use the column index number. So you can see here Suppose here roll number, the roll number stand in 0th column, name stand in 1 column, city stand in second column, and state exist in third column, and marks exist in fourth column. So inside memory, roll number in 0, roll number name in 1, city in 2, state in 3, and marks in 4th. And row index you already know, 0th row, first row, second row, third row, and fourth row. But in the column name, behind the column index exists. So when we use ilog, so we always use row index, column index value. Row index value we already use already, but here I will use column index value. So you can see here x dot ilog 0, 0 means 0 row and 0 column. So you can see 0 row have 101. Here roll number is 0th column. So 0 row and 0 column will yield 101. And we can take another example, 1, 0. 1 means this is our second row and first column. So it will display 102. Just like a NumPy 2D array. But here I am using ilog. In data frame we always use ilog, but in 2D array we directly use square bracket. In 2D array we never use ilog. So we can use ilog and then square bracket, then row index, then and column index, because column index we can imagine and then we can use here to access each value, desired value. Then access here x dot ilog 1, 1 means first index row and then first index column, and in the insertion we can get himmat. Okay student, so today I am discussing about how to create 2D array using so many Python concept, dictionary and list and data frame. We always use import pandas as PD to display these, to display each column, to display more than one column, to display each row, to display more than one row, to display more than one row with selected column, and we can access each and every value using ilog. So here ilog, log, always keep in mind for this purpose. Okay, here you can see here we can use start and stop, but you already know, but in our range function or numpy stop, we always one less, but here never one less. Here exactly include stop value also. So this is a new thing, always keep in mind. Okay, thank you students. Hello students, I want to discuss one more topic. It is a very small and basic topic. I want to show in comparatively NumPy 2D array and data frame, multiple data frame, the basic arithmetic operation of in this topic I want to discuss. You can see I will create I am taking some kind of data. First I am discuss. You can see here the topic is comparison arithmetic operation of NumPy and data frame. You can see here first column you can see NumPy and the second column you can see data frame. So here in NumPy we already know, always use import NumPy as NP, but in data frame we always use import pandas as PD. Here you can see, here I am taking the concept of list. A is equal to square bracket, then inside square bracket 4, 6, 10, 12, and B is equal to square bracket 3, 5, 6, 7. The same thing I am using in data frame, the same values and then same structure. This data we can say this is a list and sublist, but this list data will convert into 2D array, and this data also convert into in data frame. So here I am using for converting this data into numpy array. We can use numpy dot array in bracket A, and the final result stored in C. And for B values, we can use np dot array in bracket B, and the final 2D array will store in variable D. We already know this thing, but here I want to convert this data into data frame. So here I am using, instead of np dot array, I am using pd dot data frame. So it is important. I want to convert this data into data frame. pd dot data frame, and in bracket I am passing A. Finally, this A data convert into data frame. The result will store in C variable, and I want to convert this B data into a data frame, and the final result convert into D variable. So the main concern is now CD and CD numpy values and CD data frame. So here this is important. Here I am using np dot array. Here I am using pd dot data frame. Now the mostly thing is same in numpy or in data frame. While you add two different kind of tables. So here I am using C plus D. In numpy when you use C plus D, so the all values of A and all values of B, now it is a numpy 2D array, and we'll add. Here you can see 4 plus 3 7, 6 plus 5 11, 10 plus 6 16, 12 plus 7 19. The same equation I am writing in data frame C plus 3. The result is 7.0, 11.0, 6.0, 19.0. But here you can see 0, 1. This is our row index, and 0 and 1, this is our column index. But in output, we can see here square bracket you can see, because this is a 2D array. This is a array output, so always in square bracket. But this is our data frame output, so always it will display row index and column display. So this is a new thing. Now we have another way to perform same thing. We can use this. In above example, I am using arithmetic expression, or we can say the vector operation. Now here the same thing we can perform using np dot add method. We already know. Here I am passing C comma D. The all value of C and all value of D to D array will sum in another. We can directly see the output, the same output. This np dot add method we can also use in data frame. The new thing is the np dot add method we can also in our data frame. So the np dot add method in this numpy and np dot add method in data frame, the equation is same, but output also same. But here the appearance of output you can see 0 1 0 1 here displayed, but here only square bracket, because this is a numpy 2D array, and here this is a data frame. We can also write the same equation, print in the data frame reference, print C comma add in bracket D. This is a this equation we'll use in our data frame C dot add in bracket D, and this equation we never use in our data frame in our numpy operation. We only use in data frame C dot dit add or D. This will also generate the same output. So np dot add method is useful both in numpy concept and data frame concept. And we have another third way to perform same thing using in data frame operation C dot add in bracket D. So this is a new thing. Okay. Suppose I want to perform vector operation. So directly we can see C plus 2. All the value of C and every value plus 2 you can see. But here square bracket will display, because this is a numpy array. And we can use C plus D, because this is a data frame, so you can see the index value and column index value 0 1 0 1. So here is a difference. So but the equation is C plus 2 and equation is C plus 2, both in numpy and data frame is same. So this is a very simple thing. Okay, but here's some new thing here. Suppose I want to sum all the rows, okay, and all the columns of, I want to here sum of a particular data values. Suppose here I'm using only C 2D array, only one 2D array C, and I want to sum all the columns, sum. So you can see 14 comma 18, and here I'm using all the rows sum 10 and 22, but you can see here I am using np.sum C comma x is 0. Here x is a default. When we use x is 0, so it always sum of all columns, values. So we can omit this x is equal to 0 because this is a default, and here I am using x is 1. So here x is 1 is important. We always use x is equal to 1 because here I want to sum of each and every row 10 comma 22. Or here in data frame the concept is different. Here I am using np.sum, here I am using c.sum. So this is important. C.sum in bracket x is 0. By default x is 0. So we need not to write here because it's always column wise total. But if you want to row wise total, you always use C.sum x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 is important because this is not a default axis. Default axis always 0, means column wise total always available. So C.sum, here I am using C.sum. So only one data frame will sum by every row or column, and in this np.sum, and only one 2D array will 2D array all rows and all column sum one by one. So here I am using, you can see this example. Suppose this is a data value. Here first you can see 0 and 1. 0, this is our first column, and 1, this is our second column. All the values 4 and 10, the sum is 14. 6 and 12, the sum is 18. So here we can use the x is 0. The default axis is x is 0. But suppose I want to add 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. 10 plus 12, 22. But default axis is always 0. But here 4 plus 6, this is x is 1. 10 plus 12, this is x is 1. So we always type in x is equal to 1, always, right? This is compulsory. Here you can see in 0th row 4 6 value, and in 1th row 10 and 10 value. So we can sum in vertically also. By default vertically perform, we can say this is x is 0, but in horizontally sum we always type x is 1. This is compulsory. 4 plus 6 and 10 plus 12 horizontally, but vertically x is 0 by default. So no need to type x is equal to 0. If we type, so don't worry. Suppose I want to maximum in complete in this 2D array 4 6 10 12, the maximum value in whole data set is 12. The sum of total values 4 plus 6 plus 10 plus 20 is 32. Suppose I want to find a maximum value in one 2D array or in one data frame, we can also find. No need to using loop or any kind of thing, we can simply perform. You can see, to find the maximum value in data frame, simply c.max dot max again, because c.max by default column wise find, but in all columns we find the final maximum value max. So we always use 2 times max. If you find this is in data frame, but same equation are used in data frame or numpy to find maximum value. So c.max. So this is the same thing in data frame and numpy to find only one maximum value in a 2D data set. suppose I want to find the sum of all values directly in data frame or numpy, but the equation is said we can use c dot sum bracket dot sum, c dot sum dot bracket sum, because c dot sum column wise total each and every column, then each and every column finally the again total, so it will sum of all the values. So the both equations are same in data frame or numpy. Okay, these are the other things you can see. Suppose here I am using only add operation and sum operation. So the add operation and other operation is subtract, multiply, divide, remainder. This is our using function, and we expression a plus b, a minus b, a multiply b, a divide b, a mod b, and vector operation for a particular a single data frame or single 2D array, a plus 2, a minus 2. Here we can change a plus 3, a minus 3, as you wish, any value we can use here. Here I am showing only example how to use and how to write this the same thing in data frame or in a 2D array. So this is a practically we can write this type style to perform a basic operation or arithmetic operation. Okay, here in numpy, if we want to access each and every value, we already know we always use square bracket, and we can use row index value, then we can use column index value, and this structure will show each and every value. We can access each value directly using this row index comma column index. But in data frame, we always use iloc. Here iloc is important. In numpy we directly use square bracket, but here data frame, if you want to access each value directly, we always use iloc. Iloc means integer location. Integer location means row index position comma column index position. We always use iloc. Here one thing is extra, dot iloc. Here iloc is not required in numpy, but in data frame to access each value we can use always iloc. Because here iloc is extra thing. C dot iloc in data frame always iloc 0,04 01,6. So here iloc is new thing. Data frame we always use iloc. In numpy default is default data type always float. You keep in mind default axis is always 0. In our language we can say vertically perform operation. Default base in 10 we will discuss in after. Default more width is 0.5. Default sorting is ascending. We will discuss this topic in after some session. Okay, thank you.